What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself. He saw me wearing a jersey today and was inspired to change into his own, and I even got him to admit that he misses watching wrestling with me. Podcast dad, how we doing, buddy?
I'm good. Eagles clinched a playoff spot this weekend, so have fun with your Simpsons game.
I will have fun with the Simpsons game because Andy's bedroom was really fucking cool last year. So don't even no. Okay, don't make it a whole thing. I get it.
This
Bengals,
might be like the only time this year I'm going to root for the Bengals.
I don't even want you. I don't even want that energy out there in this fucking show. Don't do that today. Don't.
Who dey?
Don't do that.
Who dey?
Don't do that.
Who dey think gonna beat them Bengals?
Nope. I am not doing this. I'm not doing this with him today. Anyway, welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, make sure you're following us on X at Junkies Pod for all things Wrestling Junkies Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Follow us over on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Podcast dad, I think that we both have to pour a little out for the old tick and the talk. It does seem to be going away, so I think we got to get back on Instagram.
We'll see. Come on.
Well,
they told me CM Punk would never be in the WWE again.
That's not at all how the legal system works.
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, excuse me for one fucking contingency plan.
What the hell is going to go on in 2025 at this point?
And Kyle, first of all, I decided to wear a jersey. He saw it and wanted to copy me. All right. I'm a motherfucking influencer. That's what it is.
It's fine. Go Paco.
I'm just gonna let you read it. I see the look in your face. I see the look in your face.
Just a W. Haters gonna hate. It's fine.
And we'll see what happens. But again, excuse me for being preemptive about TikTok, just in case we do need to transition some of our content even more over there.
Here we go. Blah 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 blah.
Well, no, Nick. Here's the thing. He hates that I called him out on the fact that he wanted to imitate me because it is the sincerest form of flattery. But he had no plans for that fucking jersey.
Still got it right here. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, we've gotten through most of the socials here, but once again, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get. Right now, we're at 387. So thank you to all of our new subscribers that we added over the weekend. Again, our goal is to get to 400 by the end of the month. So, troops, if you could, hit with that magic number.
Just tell one person you like what we're doing here. If you like the banter between these two, just having fun wrestling fans and occasionally, liking football. Most of the season, not so much this year, but for me, yes. But if you like what we're doing here, hey, just tell one person and maybe we'll get some more Eagles fans in those comments.
Fine, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you can be an Eagles fan if you want. I mean, you know what? I've been thinking we need to find some more Cincinnati people that like to watch wrestling. It's usually just us. We gotta start finding some places to populate and checking shit out.
I would have to agree.
He's gonna go watch a shitty college basketball team play. We will have a good show, Kyle. Thank you very much. And you can catch us on the main event mixer. Well, yeah, that was this Sunday. I want to say it is main event mixer that is coming up. I'm really, really bad with the dates. I apologize. There is one coming. All that information is on our socials at Junkies Pod. What's that look?
I don't know what you're trying to say. I got very confused.
I did too. I had a moment there. I'm trying to do like three or four different things at once. I apologize. I do actually have a job, but what?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are you done? I
never started.
Here for the big red wood. You know what? I think it is time to introduce our guest. That is for sure. I mean, I think that was a perfect transition. Thank you to Wicked Nemesis for bringing that up. That was absolutely perfect. Podcast dad, no other plugs on your end?
I'm good. I'm ready to get to Joe Wood.
Yeah. Yes, let's absolutely do it. Tonight, we are thrilled to welcome Joe Wood to the show. He is an Alabama native and has quickly become a standout at ProSouth Wrestling, and they have been delivering top-tier action every Friday now at the ProSouth Palace. So making this transition from referee to wrestler, he made his highly anticipated in-ring debut this past September and has already made a significant impact. He and his tag team partner, Roma Miller, they've been involved in some heated battles, and we've got a lot of questions for him. And He's got some things to say about the future of the ProSouth Tag Team Championships as well as ProSouth as a whole. So let's welcome Joe Wood to the show. Joe, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I thank you guys for having me. I've been pretty excited about this.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on. Pleasure's ours.
Yeah, of course. Also, on the Bengals front, I need Jamar Chase to get 35 points tonight. So I'm a very avid Cincinnati supporter tonight.
We might have a chance. Dallas sucks.
I like it.
Well, A.J. Brown let me down big time yesterday, too. So I'm leaning Bengals side tonight.
That's fine.
I like it.
That's fine.
I like it. I'm definitely
can't argue with that.
We get it, dude. Come on. You know what?
Beat the Bengals by 20.
Nope. I'm going to take the high road.
Fellow former referee, Ethan. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Ethan.
So, Joe, let's get right on into it. We look at wrestlers here on the Wrestling Junkies podcast. They're heroes, they're villains that clash, but the one thing they have in common are origin stories. And know that you've spent some time in the business previously, but we're going to take it all the way back. Tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
All right. You talking about as a fan or when I got started business-wise?
As a fan. We're going to start as a fan first.
Okay. So I never watched wrestling on my own, and then the first day of 6th grade, I showed up, and all the dudes there knew each other. I went to a new school, and so the day I got there, they asked me if I was Wolfpack or if I was black and white, and I didn't know what that meant. So they told me, go home and watch TNT tonight at 7 o'clock. You'll figure it out. Come back tomorrow with your decision. So it was like – it's like homework on day one, So went home, watched Nitro that night, and it was like the Sting, Lex, Nash, Conan, Macho Man, Wolfpack era, So of course, I was gravitated to the Wolfpack. So I went back the next day, told them, I guess I'm red and black, and they were like, that's the right answer. So I made a bunch of friends that way. So that's how I got started. And then, I think I was at my first live event. It was the Monday Night Raw, the night after St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So it was Big Show's first Raw. Rock won the title in the ladder match at the end of it. HBK opened the show. Super, great first live experience to get. So from there, it was, I think we were 2 pay-per-views a month, had a backyard wrestling fed with all our friends, made movies, did skits, broke a bunch of shit in the house. So from there, it was pretty much – that was when I was 12 or 13 when it started, and I'm 37 now. So, yeah, that was the beginning.
I like it. So we did get this comment from Wicked Nemesis. Joe tried to murder his brother in front of his nephews and recorded it cold-blooded. Normally, I would kind of just gloss over this, but it seems like there's a story here. So we're just going to detour and give us a little bit of context here.
All right. So my brother, I don't know if y'all know this, but if you watched ProSouth a bit, the Alpha Alexander Lincoln. So shoot brother too, got real life, 3 years older than me, been wrestling a little bit longer. He joined what is called the commission at ProSouth. I'm sure you've seen them wreaking havoc as of late, dastardly individuals. And I just couldn't seem to get one over on my brother. I eliminated him from a 5-on-5. They had distract the ref. He goes low on me, hits his finish. I get eliminated from the match. I beat him in a gauntlet match and really am the rightful YouTube champion right now. And then they add some other dude, cheap shots me, pins me. Some other dude is Scott Spade, I should say, not to disrespect, but he doesn't deserve the respect. And then in the tag team gauntlet, so we had something called Draw to Brawl recently where we draw names out of kind of one of those lottery number tumblers, and whoever you draw is just your partner that night. And we had vacant tag team championships. So my brother, Alexander Lincoln, and Tsunami got teamed up together. And then the partner I drew was AWOL, who is a member of the commission. So again, my brother is on the other side, AWOL obviously screws me over. So I lose that match. I get the wild card draw to get in the battle royal for the titles at the end of the night. It's me and at the time, I considered my friend Jake Franklin, or looking across from Tsunami and my brother. My brother says they're about to enact Plan C. Jake low blows me. Brother eliminates me. So every time something good seems to be happening for me there, I look across the ring. There's my brother, and I'm on my back staring at lights not long after that. And so Patrick Gilbert, he's the ringleader of the commission. He sends my brother on this corporate retreat, like a leadership thing, right, out at Smith Lake. Not only that, sent the whole family out there minus myself. So me and what was supposed to be Roma, we're going to have a tag title match against Tsunami and AWOL at Black Friday. Of course, Roma's music hits. I had just spoken to him moments before this backstage. We're hyping each other up, looking at some new double teams, all this. And his music hits, and he's nowhere to be seen. So they make Jake my partner, the same Jake that hit me in the dick and led to me being eliminated the week prior. So I haven't seen Roma since then. I don't know what they did to him. But I had AWOL and Tsunami beat by myself because I hit Jake with a wood chipper as soon as the bell rang, because I'm not an idiot. And as I'm going to cover AWOL, the lights go out. Strange transmission comes to us from nowhere, scrambles the lights in the building. Jake's up, low blows me, hits his finish, puts AWOL on top of me. So I lose that. So I've been a guy trying to do things the right way at ProSouth so far. You know, I'm 12 shows deep into this thing. Should have had 2 championships by now, and I just keep getting screwed. So it kind of pushed me over this edge. So I did some homework, went to the corporate retreat that my brother was at. Nephews were outside with the grandparents playing catch. My brother was enjoying a cigar, and I sprinted up, attacked him, and I kicked him off of a ledge down to a very rocky surface some distance below. I looked over at my nephews before I kicked him, and that stuck with me in a negative. You know, like, I don't want them to see me like that, but I've got goals in this business too. And he's been in the way of those consistently, and he's putting himself in the way of those. This hasn't been a natural, oh, cool, the brothers are going to honorably wrestle each other kind of deal. You know, this has been intentionally obstructing my success in this business. And I'm just kind of over it, you know. So this past Friday, I had some words, showed the people what I had done, and put a hit list out of the 6 commission members, one of which I kicked off of a cliff, being my brother. Figured I'd start hot, you know, like get the emotional stuff out of the way first so I can just kind of neutralize the rest of them as I see fit. But yeah, so that's it. Wicked was not far off. It's probably a longer
Ethan says it's the ProSouth roster against the commission. I say all wrestlers and referees jump the commission soon. So It sounds like there's some chaos a brewing, and we fucking love chaos around here. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you love chaos, the past month of our show has probably been extremely entertaining.
Let's talk a little bit about the Young Lions Cup and kind of what that tournament means to ProSouth.
Okay.
Can we expect your name to be on that bracket?
Yes. I don't think that's been formally announced. I know Ace, my trainer, I'm sure y'all are familiar with Ace Haven.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So we have anniversary coming up on the 20th, which I want to talk about that a little bit as well. But following week is kind of an off week for a lot of the seasoned, more long-time talent, and they do this Young Lions Cup. And it's kind of funny because I'm 37, so not exactly a young lion, but in the business I am. You know, I haven't been doing this. It'll be 4 months by the time this month's over with. But, yeah, I will be an entrant. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. What does participating in this tournament kind of mean for you?
Oh, man. I know it's been must-see in the past, so just getting a spot in that tournament's a big deal, you know. Initially, when I was training, I kind of thought that might end up being where I debuted. And even that kind of seemed like a hill to climb. So I'm a little ahead of where I expected to be, which you just don't know what's going to happen in the business, but yeah, man, it's an honor for sure. Like, I mean, I just kind of look sometimes at how cool it is to, like, I know a lot of guys in this business let this stuff stress them out and, oh man, I've got to, drive up here to do this. But it's like, this is cool as hell to me, man. So it's like a whole weekend I get to spend in the locker room talking about wrestling and wrestling some really good young talent. So,
any names in particular you're like, man, I want to get in the ring with that guy?
I don't know who else is going to be in it.
Okay.
I honestly don't even know if I was supposed to say I am. So,
oops.
I've got, well, I mean, we'd find out soon enough, but I know there are people I would like to wrestle. As far as who's in this tournament, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess a big point of it's kind of picking out these guys you don't know really well yet. There are definitely people out there I would love to get in the ring with. As far as if they're in this tournament or not, I know a lot of the names that are coming to my mind right now have competed in this tournament before. And that's the rule of this tournament is you have to have wrestled for less than 5 years and you can only enter the tournament one time. So, like, if I get in this thing and I lose in the first round, I will never go beyond the first round in the Young Lions Cup, So, and I like that because it gives a platform to people that, like I think of something like the Royal Rumble, like probably 25 of those spots this year will be 25 guys that were in it last year. This tournament, I mean, I know the Rumble's not a tournament, but it's different that, it's going to be completely fresh matchups and names every single time this thing happens.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Well, Joe, as we kind of come to the end of our time here, we have one final question for you. We tend to ask this of every guest that comes on our show, and again, it's probably the hardest question that you are going to get. So without further ado, here it is. When you hear the moniker Mr. WrestleMania, is it Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker?
Mr. WrestleMania is Shawn. I feel
okay,
like. I mean,
that's what I want to hear.
If we're talking, I don't know. I mean, I just go Shawn. Like, I think if Taker wouldn't have lost, maybe there's more of a conversation there, which I think is the worst booking decision ever, personally. But anyway, I also had the exclusive for you guys, which I guess now y'all got two since you asked about.
All right, let's hear it.
But, so anniversary is coming up, December 20th. I'm going to plug this show a little bit because there's other matches besides what I'm going to tell you about myself on the card. But I know you're getting Ace and Scott Spade for the YouTube Championship. I know you're getting Cameron Keast and Caden Newton, who's the dick, for the ProSouth Championship. This past Friday, if you watch the show, Jake Franklin, the Small Out champion, which is what we're calling him, talked about the Unchained match for the All Out Championship. And he mentioned Brother Azriel and Julius Pryor were contestants in that match. So I'm going to confirm for you guys, you're breaking this news here, that I have been added to the Unchained match for the All Out Championship.
Okay. All right.
God willing, my brother doesn't show up and screw me again. But hey, maybe it's the environment I need with no disqualifications or something, because trying to do things the right way has not yielded me too much so far.
Ooh, man. Well,
it might be time to get your hands a little dirty this time, I think.
Gotta be.
How about that? Well, two big news breaks on this show. Wow, that's big. And yes, I would agree. Yeah. After the story you just told about, drop kicking your brother off a cliff.
Yeah.
Maybe a no DQ match is right up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that clip should get uploaded. It was a whole segment from this past Friday. So it's I think it popped quite a few people. So definitely check that out as they get uploaded over the course of the week.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, we absolutely will. Joe, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we let you go, tell everybody where they can find you on social media and where can they check out ProSouth Wrestling.
So you can check out ProSouth Wrestling at 1003 Industrial Drive in Piedmont, Alabama. If you want to come in person, that's every Friday night. Doors are 6:30. Bell time is 7:30. Never a bad Friday to come to ProSouth. We also stream on YouTube at ProSouth Wrestling every Friday. We're one of the only shows doing that every week. That's one of the best draws we got, is that you can watch our content consistently. No paywall or anything. There is members only. Get some bonus content sometimes. That's a little fee. Definitely worth it. But my socials, I know on X, I'm at 820 Avenger. On Instagram, I'm at DeadStar820. And on Facebook, look me up by my name, Joe Wood. It's a picture of me doing the Randy Orton pose. Because I had to hit it once. We had a hometown show a few weeks ago. It was amazing, but had to do it once.
Awesome.
Nothing wrong with it. I like it. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck with the rest of 2024 and beyond, and can't wait to have you back on.
Yes, sir, man. Anytime. You guys just hit me up.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You take care.
Thank y'all.
Thanks again to Joe Wood for joining us, and thank you to everybody watching out tonight. As always, make sure you're following us at Junkies Pod on X, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there. All it takes is one. Just tell one person if you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, and come back and check us out. What?
Nothing. That's funny.
What?
If you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, hey. How can you not enjoy this face? Look at me. Look at me. And look at the Eagles. Anyway, yes, go subscribe to our YouTube. And real quick, I want to give a quick shout out because I see him at the top right corner. Gorilla Press Apparel. Guys, If you need some fun wrestling shirts, or if you are literally in the business and you need some shirts made, please reach out to Gorilla Press. They will make you some really good stuff, some really quality stuff. I got some shirts in the back. You can see the stack growing. Guys, give these guys a chance. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Yes, remember promo code WJP2024 for 25% off site-wide. Again, holidays are around the corner. What better way to treat the wrestling fan in your life than with some brand new merch? And again, Gary J's designs that are on the website have been selling like fucking crazy. If there was ever an example you need of one of the hardest working guys in wrestling right now, and the merch numbers that he's doing with Gorilla Press, go check him out. You will not be disappointed. Podcast Dad. Yes. Deadline is in the books. The final PLE for WWE of 2024 is come. It has gone quite a bit to unpack here. Just before we get into each individual match, overall, just your thoughts on the night.
Good, not great card, I think. Excited with some of the finishes. I think the two Deadline matches knocked it out of the park.
Yes.
The other. We'll get to the rest of the card, but I think those two matches delivered for sure. And excited with the winners because I think they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think the word that I would use to describe the show as a whole was safe. There wasn't anything that was, again, we know they're watching Deadline for those two Iron Survivor matches. Yeah.
I do have a quick timeout before because I know we're going to break down this card real quick. I do want to touch on something with SmackDown.
Okay. Oh,
what is the transfer portal? Why are we doing this?
So that's their way of doing what you want is the trade window. That's basically what it is. It's a trade window for them to send talent back and forth.
I hate the transfer portal name. I don't like that.
Well, it's not a portal; it's a window. And JPJ, shout out to him. It's a football reference.
It's actually a college football reference. We're not playing soccer.
Yes, it exists in college sports too, but it's
No, look. I think it'll be fun. I think I'm interested. Interested to see what's going to happen because yes, this is now their way of going. Okay, we can negotiate and blah blah blah. This is really going to tell you what this WrestleMania card is going to look like over the next couple weeks when we see who's winning what show.
And it does create that. I mean, we've seen a little bit of that already. I mean, we saw Chad Gable show up and immediately is in the main event against Cody Rhodes. A move to SmackDown. He very well might. I mean, we also saw Gunther over there too. There's all these things that can happen, but this is beneficial, I think, to a lot of people on the roster that have grown or done as much as they have or that they can on their respective shows. American Made is a prime example. Get them over to SmackDown. Bayley would benefit from a switch over to Raw. She's done everything that she can do over there on the Blue brand for sure. I mean, she's been there since pre-COVID, basically.
Can I tell you who I think the big winner out of this is going to be?
Yeah, hit me.
Because I think the world champions are going to switch shows.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think LA Knight's going to be the big winner for this.
Yeah.
I think as soon as you get Cody off that show and you get a heel champion on SmackDown, he's going to be in the main event again.
Well, we still have to wait for a heel champion to actually show up on SmackDown since Gunther's turning face. So
for now, who says he comes over and he's just not a giant dick?
Also true. True. I'm just saying you can't necessarily call him a heel now.
We'll see what happens with Finn because he. We'll talk about that.
What we do need to talk about before Deadline, new WWE Tag Team Champions, DIY, taking the titles from the Machine Guns, turning heel
so good
in the process. It's been a big week for tag team heel turns too, and these are probably the two teams that needed it the most.
God, so good. So good. Johnny had us all fooled. He had you fooled. He had me fooled. Dude, heel DIY. I'm in. And
we don't have to keep Johnny away from his wife anymore.
I'm in, dude. I cannot wait. Put these two teams in a best of 7 now and just call the rest of the winter. I'm good. Put these two in a best of 7 now. Number 7 at Mania. I'm good.
Stealing that for Universe. And the title changes on regular TV, those are always a fun surprise here. I mean, especially with the way that they built this angle. And you know that the Profits eventually are going to get their pound of flesh too, which helps to revitalize them and keep them in the tag team title picture as well, because that's also been a major criticism and frustration that they both had.
No, it's going to be, dude, I cannot wait for this heel run. Because Triple H is going to book them well. Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. This is because I don't think that we've had heel DIY necessarily. Like we've seen both of these guys heel
not on the main roster
at various times, but okay, yeah.
We saw a little bit in NXT because I think they were participants in the Dusty Cup.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to go back in my Wayback Machine for that one. But I'm excited to see what they do with this.
All right, let's talk about Deadline.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Men's Iron Survivor match kicking off the show. I at least got that right as far as my prediction. But you were correct that Obafemi was the mystery 5th man. Not only was he the 5th man, he won the Iron Survivor challenge. He showed up. He showed the fuck out. This is that rocket to the NXT title scene, and we're off to the races.
Dude, everything about that was awesome. The music hit. Everybody in the ring's like,
it was like shit.
No. And then the camera angle panning to that big mother effer.
Yep.
As Pat McAfee would say. Oh man, that dude. We've said it all the time. He's got aura. That guy's money. He's gonna be the next NXT champion.
Triple H is very, very high on him right now. I've heard rumors that there's already talk of extending his contract, which is just fucking wild. I mean, I don't even think that he's wrestled 25 or 30 televised matches total in his entire career yet. And it's just fucking insane. The progression that we're seeing. He is a star. I agree.
Dude is a star. And he's going to be a great babyface. He's going to be a great babyface. Right now, he's kind of that heel tweener kind. Dude is going to be like there are so many people on the main roster that you compare him with. It's going to be insane.
And as JPJ has so eloquently pointed out, he is 26 years old.
That's crazy.
26. Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing: is we do live in a world where there is a possibility one day of Obafemi versus Big E. I'm just gonna speak that out there and hope for the best.
Dude, I want Obafemi and Braun Breaker.
I know, and that's all well and good too.
That's the one I want.
Okay, well, that's all well and good. Well, I want to see Big E win since Kofi and X have,
Okay, well, those wounds are still fresh. Good match.
No shit.
Good match. Again, I really like this concept. I really do. Ethan Page was, I thought, very, very good in this match, and
also,
I think Ethan Page is someone I think we could see in this transfer window.
Absolutely.
Move to the main roster because I think he's good enough, and I think he's done what he needs to do in NXT. This guy is, I think, someone that you could easily place on the main roster and be either that mid card heel or kind of the I would love to see that as well.
Yeah,
That mid-card heel, or when you need a heel to challenge for the world title kind of thing.
Yeah,
kind of like a Miz.
Sure,
and that's
sure.
that's not even a bad thing. Like I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I think that the NXT run has been good, and he also pointed out Oba versus Jacob Fatu. Families. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to simulate some of this in 2K and have some fun with it on the channel. But so with Ethan Page, I think that the NXT run was good to get him acclimated to WWE style of TV presentation. I mean, we know that he's a TV ready talent, has been for a very long time, but it's just kind of that learning the system and refining that. And at this point, he can say he's a former NXT champion. That's always going to give you that little something extra when you make your way up to the main roster, and something that they pull up on commentary. Yeah,
I know we said it about Braun Breaker and how he just took to it and was like a fish to water and everything.
Yeah,
I think Obafemi is the closest thing to Brock Lesnar since we've had Brock Lesnar. Like, just the debut and just the aura about him of going, yeah, that guy could win the world title in less than a year. Like, I think that's where we're at with him. Like,
no, I would agree with that completely. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, and even before Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle had a lot of that same energy as well. I mean, he was also less than 12 months in before he won. At that point, he had won Eurocontinental, King of the Ring, and the world title less than a year. Like, Obafemi can sure as shit do that.
Yes, 100%. Javon Evans looked good in this match too. I want to throw that out there. They all did. But I thought Ethan Page did a good job of kind of being the glue, and I thought Javon Evans, again, another very young talent that I think they can easily build around here in the future.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Next up was Underground.
Lola Vice and Jaida Parker.
Yes. Yeah, NXT Underground.
It's fine.
Yeah, like this is very clearly Lola Vice's match. I think that I did really enjoy the hype video itself that sold this feud more so than I liked watching the actual build to this feud, I think. It's also shout out to Kai McKenna, who was also one of the extras around the ring. She had a hell of a weekend up there in Minnesota for SmackDown
and Deadline. Good for you. Good for you.
Exactly.
SmackDown anytime.
But this was fine. I did like that they tried some callbacks as far as the brick spot, things like that, to kind of reintroduce that feud. Again, this is Lola's match for sure. Jaida kept up. I mean, she's got a soccer background, not necessarily so much of a combat sports background. So there's a learning curve that's going to come with it. But you wouldn't have known that by watching this match with her. So I give her all the credit in the world for that. I do really want to see Lola actually get tested in NXT Underground the next time that they pull this stipulation out for her. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head as far as who that would be just yet, but I do think that there needs to feel like there's more of a challenge because there are similar athletic backgrounds, more so than just because it's kind of been the natural plot progression.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this match is fine. I think it might have been better suited as like a
thanks, Nick.
Main event of an NXT weekly show.
Sure.
Like you could put more time into it and kind of made it feel like a bigger deal than just kind of the second match on the card where, the women kind of shined in that last match. So, it was fun. It was fun. I don't think it definitely wasn't the best underground match we've had. So.
No, it definitely wasn't. But like I said,
it's
we see how much they like Lola Vice and Jaida Parker respectively. This is also one of those things where eventually, and we're talking way down the line, you can bring these two back together as a tag team on the main roster, split them up again, and kind of give some history to any future pairing that may happen between these two, because I think they have the chemistry to do that again.
Yeah, Lola Vice 26, Jaida Parker 25.
Yeah, nothing but time. Nothing but time.
This is nuts. Fraxium defeated No Quarter Catch Crew. Good match. Good solid tag team match. And then shout out to Nathan Frazier doing double duty. Like he wrestled what is that, 50 minutes? And no. Why is my math not mathing? 40 minutes and 30 seconds. Like, that's good for you, man. Like, again, someone that I think they can build around. I think he's going to need a mouthpiece, though.
Yes, and yes, Tavion Heights absolutely balled.
Yeah.
Like there were so many false finishes that had me because I wanted Heights and Bourne to walk out with the titles here. If you're going to keep Fraxing together, fine. They got to cut the shit with the tension between them because there's been no payoff to the fact that they've been teasing this tension. So it's like at this point, it is just kind of crying wolf.
We just went through a year of the New Day teasing a breakup.
I understand that. Did you just compare these two to fucking New Day?
No, what I'm saying is in this age in the WWE, the whole rapid turn doesn't happen anymore. We have to be patient. We have to pay attention to every little thing. And this is another one where we're going to have to be patient, and it's going to happen. Well, we just got to wait for the other shoe to drop because that seems to be the strategy for both NXT and WWE.
I just don't get what the other shoe is here because when we look at it, they've already beaten most of the division as it is. They did the Battle Royal to determine the number one contenders, and they get the win over them, which is fine. And now, you know what? We'll see what happens there because his brother is still occupied elsewhere.
For now.
But where's I even going with that? Okay, yeah. So they've gone through the division. Bourne and Heights win the Battle Royal. They've gone through everybody that you can possibly burn through right now. And if you're expecting me to get fucking excited about some tension between Fraxing because they're going up against Out the Fucking Mud, miss me with that.
Out the Mud's probably the one that's going to beat them.
There's only one OTM that I acknowledge on this show, and it ain't them.
You probably need to pair Lexus King with somebody. That's probably the only way you can get it. Was he on the card? Oh, okay.
He was not. That's okay.
Trick Williams defeated Ridge Holland in a match that I'm gonna let you go first.
This match was fine. This match was fine. Like it just
stay in second gear.
Yeah,
which isn't the first time we've said that about a Trick Williams title defense.
It is not, and that was I think the Ethan Page singles match that we said that about. Yeah. No, this is. I don't know what it is with him in these situations. And here's JPJ. Match was fine for him, just not invested in Ridge that much, to be honest, which is fine. I personally have really enjoyed the transformation that we've seen of Ridge Holland because at least it has been something. He's had to get over because I think that he would have been NXT North American champion in either 2018 or 2019 had he not broken his ankle. There is the Big E incident and all of that. Like, it just took him a while to bounce back from it, but he does kind of feel like he has his confidence under him again, which is great from the presentation standpoint. I think that because when people mention Ridge Holland, we think people will throw out generic, or if you want to borrow a Max Friedmanism, a default call. Like, these are some of the things. Yes, and they're trying to evolve him, but JPJ thinks that there's still some work to do, and I would agree. I think that this was a good idea to see what they had as far as the potential for trying to build him to a one-off match. Now we're not seeing him in the main event scene anytime soon. We'll see if he goes back to focus on the North American Championship temporarily, but he is at least kind of a throwback to that 90s heel that if you do need somebody for a title program, you can plug and play him for a 4 to 6 week build.
I think Trick Williams is better chasing the title than actually holding it.
Sure.
I think fans see him as more of an underdog, and it's fun to root for him to finally get the win. But then when he has the champion, it's always like, okay, I'm not gonna want to see it chased for it again. Like, I think that's where I think he is right now, and that's fine. But
yeah,
excited to see him on SmackDown on Friday.
I agree. I mean, because I do think that he ends up. I do think that he ends up in the Rumble. I think there's going to be some nice surprises here. I do think Trick is one of those guys. That's just me, especially. Yeah, especially if he wins at New Year's Evil. So
please. He's not going to win a New Year's Evil. No,
Okay.
that's a stand and deliver right there.
And what up to the Human Tornado? Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to everybody that is watching this evening. Once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do us a huge favor. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We really need your help to get there. Our goal is to get to 400 by the end of the month, and we're at 387. So if everybody watching here just went over to YouTube for a hot second, subscribe to our channel, we've hit that goal, and we get to celebrate and focus on 500. So every little bit helps, and we thank everybody that has been joining us tonight and all year, honestly.
Yeah, we'll make this one quick because I know you got to get going.
I don't have.
Women's-
I mean, yeah, but you know.
I thought you got your Bengals and they're playing.
Well, it's not for an hour.
Somebody.
Okay.
I know I have kids. The women's Iron Survivor match.
What does that mean? What the fuck does that have to? Okay. All right.
That means it's getting close to feeding time, buddy. You'll learn one day. Don't worry. You'll learn.
Why do you feel that you need to do that every time that why do you think that I need to?
Julia defeats Sol Ruka, Stephanie McCour, Zarya, and Ren Sinclair. Well booked match. Well booked.
I did really, really enjoy this because I know that I feel like my comments about Ren Sinclair and her place in this match were a little pointed and a little tough, but that was indeed what she was there for. I think she took 3 falls during that match, so she spent a lot of time in the penalty box, but when she did get her opportunities to get her pin, I think she pinned Julia to get hers. I mean, she worked her ass off in that match, and incredibly impressed with everybody that we saw there. I think that if I'm remembering correctly, I think that Stephanie and Zarya were the 2 most protected. I think they each only took a fall, didn't spend a whole lot of time in the penalty box. So those 2 were protected the most of everybody else in this match. But yeah, Ren Sinclair, hats off to her for her performance. I mean, she made everybody look like $1 million, and then also got her chance to shine too when it counted. So yeah, no, this was the right choice to make him at the show.
And the right woman won. Because Julia's going to win that title. And Roxanne's going to go to the transfer portal.
I hope so. I hope so. You know, I would like to see that.
And then Stephanie McCour is going to turn heel, and we're going to have our Austin Rock moment at Deadline.
I hope so. I still would have picked Stephanie to win this match. I think Zarya is going to be the next women's North American champion. I think she takes that title off of Fallon Henley. So I know that she's going to be fine there. Sol Ruka,
she's close. She's close. She's not there. She's not on that level yet. She's not.
She'll get there. But this was the perfect opportunity for her to just showcase the athleticism, because I think that she missed Iron Survivor last year because of her injuries.
Yes.
So yeah, so getting this opportunity, this is making up for that a year later is cool. She'll get there. This was a massive night for Ren Sinclair. I mean, there's still a lot more that I think that they're going to do with her, but she's going to slot well into the North American division.
Yeah,
and she'll be all right.
Julia
sure.
and Roxanne, sign me up, because this one
it'll be a fun match for sure.
Oh, it's gonna be exciting. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this. Yeah, like. I thought the bookends of the show were very good. Middle part of the sandwich was just fine. Like you said, safe.
Yeah.
But it was good wrestling, so I can't get mad. Can't get mad at all.
No, I really enjoyed it.
There's been a time where we've had very bad wrestling, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Anything else, buddy?
Any final thoughts, podcast, Ed?
Who day?
I'm not going to listen to this now. Sometimes I wish I just okay. I got nothing here. All right, we're gonna end this fucking thing because I'm tired of looking at that. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, follow us at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We will be back tomorrow to talk Monday Night Raw. We'll talk about what's expected for NXT this Wednesday. Action CEO Matt Griffin will be joining us to talk about their upcoming show this weekend. Act accordingly. That's going to do it for us. Shout out to Gorilla Press Apparel and our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network. Remember, Gorilla Press Apparel.bigcartel.com. WJP 2024 for 25% off site wide. onthemarkpodcast.com. Use promo code Xmas for 10% off, I believe is that number there. Yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Podcast Dad, it is always a privilege to see you. I know how much you miss watching wrestling with me, even if you can't be nice to me while we are on camera. I get it. Whatever.
Who day?
I had to wear the Ed shirt. For the Podcast Dad, I'm Mr. Cincinnati. It's been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. We'll see you tomorrow.